welcome to the renewed version of my Journey of a Christian Writer series. My name is ML Bull. I'm a Christian and women's fiction author. And in this first episode, I'm going to be going over the perks of being a Christian fiction writer. And maybe this episode will be encouraging to other Christian fiction or religious fiction writers out there, because I know that it can be quite hard being a Christian fiction writer, especially if you're one that is just starting out as myself. But anyways, I'm just going to go over a couple of things. I'm going to try to remember everything I'm supposed to say in this episode, but if I don't, then I'm just not going to worry about it. But anyways, let's just begin the episode. So, Christian fiction isn't the most popular book genre in the book industry. However, I do believe it is one of the most important, and for various reasons. But some of the reason, or at least one of the reasons why it may not be always appreciated or valued by some readers is maybe because of the stereotypical notion that some people have that Christian fiction is just merely about criticizing people for their sins or condemning them to hell. But that couldn't be further from the truth. Christian fiction is really fiction with a purpose to give people hope and to glorify God through the art of story. At least that's what the majority of Christian fiction is, and what I think should be. But Christian fiction is very helpful, or at least it can be very helpful to readers. It can inspire believers in particular and allow them to know that they aren't alone while going through their own personal struggles with faith, and also encourage them to stand on truth when faced with the adversities and tests of life. Christian fiction is also a means that could potentially help non-believers as well by presenting them earthly examples to get them to see spiritual perspectives, which is pretty much the same thing that Jesus did when he told parables, to get people to see the spiritual side of things by relating to them by earthly examples. But that is just some of the ways that it could be helpful to readers. It also shows the importance of Christian virtues, or just good virtues such as hope, faith, kindness, patience, and just overall using good morals when making decisions during difficult situations. And Christian fiction novels are often memorable after readers finish the books, because they not only entertain, but they can teach valuable lessons that can help enhance spiritual growth. Some of the perks of Christian fiction, for one, is that Christian fiction, it just shows a positive light in our often evil present world about the goodness of humanity, which sometimes can feel like is just non-existent. The way things are in society now, And it just shows the truth about like realistic situations, and also the benefits of having God to sustain oneself when going through hard times, which is often undervalued, um, which I think is sad because, um, if I couldn't just, go to God for help or to pray and things like that, I really don't know what I would do in some cases. So I believe that there is some benefits in one having like a relationship with God. Um, and you just never know like who's going through different things, because there's a lot going on in the world and you never know who your novel might help. So that's one of the perks as well when it comes to Christian fiction. Um, Perhaps it will help a kid in a gang, for example, that with help they can choose a better path in their life. Maybe it will prevent someone from committing suicide and to still see the beauty in life despite what tragic event happened in their life. Or maybe it will help a drug addict to depend on God for restoration to help rebuild their life, because in those types of situations I honestly believe it takes more than just counseling, that it does take spiritual support in order for one to actually break those types of strongholds. Because unfortunately things like that have happened within my own family, and one of my cousins unfortunately passed away a couple years ago, who had an opioid, I think that's the name for it, addiction. He was trying to get better, but unfortunately he passed away, and I think he was only like 38. So, you just never know who your story might help, and that is what I believe is probably the best perk of writing Christian fiction, writing stories to help people, and to give them hope and to impact them in a way, through a story, because that's pretty much what a lot of my stories is about just realistic situations that people go through, and them seeking help and depending on God to help them through whatever it is that they're going through. One of my series in particular, a standalone series that I hope to or will and get to someday, is just going to be based on that alone, just various different types of people and realistic situations that they go through, and how we can have redemption through the sacrifice that was made of the Son, Jesus, on the cross. So that is pretty much some of the perks, I think, of writing Christian fiction. And overall, it just gives more purpose to your writing, I think, being a Christian fiction writer. It might not be the most popular genre like some others, such as fantasy or romance or mystery, but it is fiction, and I think that can impact people and, just be an encouragement and impact them in a way that they remember the story after they have finished it, because of it helping to create some type of change within them. But that's pretty much all that I have for this first episode, and thank you for watching. I just wanted to add, if someone watching is a Christian fiction or religious fiction writer, to just continue writing and don't give up, because your stories do matter and they can impact someone's life by reading one of your novels or books. But that's all I wanted to add, and stay tuned for episode 2.